balance changes are coming up in Clash of Clans this September, and let's talk about the hero equipment and let's make a tier list from what I think will be better choices and the worst choices to use. Welcome to KagZ Gaming. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment if you have any questions about the tier list. So Supercell did explain a bit on why those changes are necessary, so let's talk about why. Starting off with the Barbarian King, let's talk about the Giant Gauntlet. So big nerf, high win rate and high use rate from everybody, and from my experience all the Clash of Clans players I know, including myself, are using the Giant Gauntlet 100% of the attacks because this equipment is just OP. The big changes are decreasing the self-healing, DPS and blocking damage, pretty much a huge nerf, and it will make this equipment weaker than before, but I will need to test it further to see if this item can still win battles. Now let's talk about the Earthquake Boots, a massive buff to this equipment. Before the changes it had low win rate and low use rate because many people felt this way about this equipment. Kinda D tier, I would say. Nobody wanted it, only on low level town halls. The other equipment are a better pick here. Now the damage percent will go from 5 up to 30% buff depending on town hall level and of course the equipment level. HP buff is also a huge one. Barbarian King Puppet. Basically this is getting a tiny buff and I don't think it will be a great change to the current meta. The main change is the duration of the ability, which is now 10 seconds and it will be 20 seconds after. Now let's talk about the Spiky Ball. Sadly this is going to get nerfed and I won't say it's pretty hard, but it's decreasing the bounces. It has a very high win rate, especially on lower town hall levels. The Spiky Ball will get lower bounces, and in the max level on town hall 16 it will make 7 bounces instead of the current 8. But I don't think it will be a major change. But the most difference, the lower town hall levels will feel it. Now Archer Queen nerfs. Let's talk about the Archer Puppet. So this one is not a nerf, it's actually a buff. This one always considered as a weak equipment, and due to that it had a low win rate and low use rate. Now with the new Archer invisibility duration it might change and it might be a better option for some combos. I don't believe it. I think it's a small buff and I still think, for example, the Magic Mirror is a better choice, but still I don't think it will be much better. The Frozen Arrow, this one was S tier to me, one of the strongest hero equipment with the frost percentage. Great pick for the Archer Queen. It had high win rate and high use rate, so this time it will be nerfed. Basically all the frost percentage will decrease by 12 up to 20%, depends on the town hall level. Moving over to Grand Warden, so the Eternal Tome, everyone knows this is S tier material, always good and always gives you the extra advantage on battles. With high use rate and high win rate, especially in higher town hall levels, this is going to be nerfed as well. The biggest impact is on town hall 12 and above, with decrease of 15% seconds duration for the ability. Grand Warden Life Gem, this item is just okay. We never used it because getting HP isn't as strong as Eternal Tome or the Healing Tome, so this was just a bad option out of all. With low use rate and low win rate, with this new buff all levels are getting 20% max HP increase, so it might be a good option to pick when using tanky troops. Grand Warden Healing Tome, another great S tier item with high win rate, and it is not surprising. The Healing Tome will save all of your troops from poison spells each time and from the poison after taking down the town hall. Great survivability, huge nerf with 6 up to 20% duration reduction, and the biggest impact is on town hall 14 to 16 with a 20% decrease. Rage Gem. The Rage Gem gives you the damage boost and it is blasting. A great hero equipment to use and definitely a strong one to have on max level. And of course, with the high win rate on lower town halls, it is also getting nerfed. Don't you worry for town halls level 14 to 16, it hasn't changed. Moving over to the Royal Champion, starting off with the Haste Vial. This one has the highest win rate equipment for the Royal Champion on TH 15 and TH 16. A tier material, and some will consider it S tier. After this update, it will get nerfed hard with 16 to 22% decrease in the duration, so it might affect most attacks for the wars. Royal Champion Hog Rider Puppet. I do think this is an S tier item, but after the new changes, I don't think it will be the same. Maybe it might. One of the best hero equipment for the Royal Champion, second highest win rate equipment for the Royal Champion, and high use rate as well. This will only apply on Town Hall level 14 to 16 with 15 to 27% decrease on troop levels, which will make it weaker for sure. The Royal Champion Rocket Spear, low use rate and low win rate. This one has to be buffed, and maybe it will be a game changer in battles. The main change here is the attack count using the Rocket Spear. With the new buff, you will have more chances of taking down more buildings with increase of 25 up to 40% attack counts. All other hero equipment will stay the same for now. Let's make the tier list, and this is all before testing the hero equipment, so bear with me and tell me in the comments if you think differently. I will update it. So for me, the never used before tier is the Archer Puppet. Even though it will get buffed, I don't think anyone will care about the new duration for the invisibility, so it's pretty useless. And of course the Barbarian Puppet. Never used it, and I don't see a point of using it with the other options. The buff will give it more duration, but like the Archer Queen Puppet, I don't see a positive change. Moving to D tier, Rocket Spear with the extra few attacks counts to this. I don't think it will make a great impact on attacks, and it will still be just an okay equipment. The Royal Gem, this equipment gives the Royal Champion heal and DPS increase, which is great, but with the other equipment for her, I think this is situational and better to use in the lower Town Hall levels. Earthquake Boots, so the buff gives it more HP increase and damage percentage, but I still think this is one of the last options to pick, and it will be probably better to use it when attacking with spam ground units. Moving over to C tier, Seeking Shield, old school and still a good option for most of the attacks, and for me it's C tier. Giant Arrow, this is only good when attacking with air troops. The Giant Arrow can take out air sweepers and air defenses with one hit, and this is situational only. Life Gem, I don't think it's powerful, but only for specific strategies, for example when using balloons, bowlers or Hog Riders attacks. Overall Healing Tome would be a better pick here. Fireball is based armies equipment, so I don't think it is valuable on most attacks, therefore it's placed on C tier, and for the Fireball to do the most damage and change situations, you need it to be max. Now for B tier, Frozen Arrow, so after the big nerf with huge decrease on frost percentage, I do think it will be weaker and will not be as good as it used to. We'll need to test it, but for now it's B tier for me. Rage Gem can make a huge impact on lots of attack strategies, especially when using the Fireball. Now for the Vamp Stash, I think it's underrated on most players. I do think it is great option in lower Town Hall levels, and it gives the Barbarian King the extra kick it needs to win wars. Great option if you have it on max. Moving over to A tier, so this is the biggest tier with most of equipment. The Spiky Ball, I do use it all the time, and after the nerf I will use it again. Need to test it a bit. From the nerf, I do think it has a low impact on TH16, and I do think it will be a good pick still. Hog Rider Puppet, so the nerf will weaken the Hog Riders for sure, but still it will help out during the attack for the Royal Champion to get the most damage she can. The biggest effect will be on Hog Rider Puppet levels 12 until 14, so make sure you upgrade it fast. Healer Puppet, great overall pick for most of the attacks, great for Queen Charge. The only difference is that it used to pair good with Frozen Arrow, but now after the changes, we'll need to test it out. Rage Vial. I would say this one depends on the second equipment you pair with. For example, Vamp Stash with Rage Vial is a blast. Magic Mirror, the new hero equipment lately for the Archer Queen. You need to get it to level 18 if you want to enjoy the three Archer Queens. Overall, a great addition to attacks and can change the game. Haste Vial. With 20% decrease, I don't think we will see a big difference during battles, so still my go-to equipment to use for the Royal Champion. Invisibility Vial. Always a great option to take on the Archer Queen, saves her from anything, and it is just good choice overall. Now the S tier, the best equipment for my opinion. The Giant Gauntlet, all the nerf it gets is around 8% for DPS, blocking and self-healing, and I think it will be the same strongest option for the Barbarian King. Healing Tome and Eternal Tome both got nerfed with lower duration time. It will make a huge impact as it seems, but before testing it, I do think it will still be a better option to take other than the rest. Definitely S tier for me. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what do you think.